Today, the topic on the block, phishing scams and how to avoid being had. This is TQA Weekly. I'm your host, Steve Smith, aka Z Axis, and yes, you may call me that. And today we talk phishing scams. Let's start off with what is a phishing scam? Well, it sounds much like the sport of fishing, where someone illegitimate is trying to bait you into believing they are a trusted party to have you reveal private information like your birthday, social security number, your mother's maiden name, credit card numbers, usernames and passwords, and a bunch of crazy other stuff like that. Some even attempt to convince you to send money for other things. So that is a phishing scam. The most popular ways of delivering said phishing scams are by sending you emails, because that's obviously the easiest and most effective, by trying to befriend you on social networking, or of course by calling you directly. So we normally see these kinds of emails or communications pretending to be a company or a bank that you may or may not have any direct connection to. One example is the supposed email coming from a trusted bank stating that they need you to verify a supposed transaction by pressing a link, logging in, and confirm or deny the authenticity of such a transaction. And I even have an example for you. Dear valued customer of Trusted Bank, we have received notice that you have recently attempted to withdraw the following amount from your checking account while in another country, $135.25. If this information is incorrect, someone unknown may have access to your account. As a safety measure, please visit our website via the link below to verify your personal information. They give a link. Once you have done this, our fraud department will work to resolve this discrepancy. We are happy you have chosen us to do business with. Thank you, Trusted Bank. First paragraph, we have received notice that you recently attempted to blah, blah, blah. Your bank will not send you a message this way. They will call you up. Second, if this information is not correct, that's very bad business language, first of all. Someone unknown may have access to your account. First of all, you probably show up at the grocery store and your card is actually already canceled. Or you should have a voicemail message or somebody repeatedly trying to call you saying there's something wrong. So they even write, as a safety measure, please click the link down below. Do not click links in emails. And once you have done this, our fraud department will work to resolve this discrepancy. Somebody may try to call you. I doubt it, but some actually do call you to pretend they are actually the bank so that they'll help supposedly resolve this issue. So that is one such example. The link will be in the show notes down below, and I'll give the address at the end, of course, for that. So what do you do when you receive these kinds of messages, especially if it's the correct bank that you're doing business with? Well, you don't click that link. You call up your bank and you tell them about it. Don't go to the website in that email. It's probably not the good website. Even if you see the link is visibly written correctly, hover over it, there'll be a different address at the bottom. And sometimes they just change one letter in that URL. They replace it with a number or something, and it looks so similar that you will click on it anyway just because you actually presume that it's legitimate. And no, it's not legitimate. So that is one kind of phishing scam. Another type is by trying to get you to friend somebody in social networking. So this is one of these accidentally gave too much information thing, because you don't even have to reveal information. Most of the time you already posted the information in your social networking profile. So one of the easiest ways to prevent you from being had by somebody just like trying to friend you to get your personal information is not to friend anybody you don't actually know. And one of the best ways to do that in Facebook is they actually have the option of forcing people to be friends of your friends before they can friend you. Obviously, if you don't have friends, that does not work, and you'll have to start friending people before anybody can friend you. But at least you know nobody rogue is trying to friend you that you don't already know with a mutual acquaintance. That way you're having a double verification that that is specifically and legitimately a real person. And if you have to have a profile where anybody can, make it a separate profile with a limited amount of information. So that way, if you have a show, you can have a profile that does not include your personal information, that is safer for you to have people on. And how about those phone calls? Well, those phone calls, normally they're blocked numbers. It is very easily done hacking a phone, caller ID. I may or may not do this in the future to show you just how easy it is, but that's actually called phone phreaking. But for the most part, they'll just block the number. That is absolutely the easiest. Any amateur can do that. And they'll pretend to be somebody you're supposed to know. And they'll try to convince you to give up your usernames and passwords and credit card numbers. Don't trust anybody calling from a blocked number. I mean, like, I even follow my own advice. I won't pick up the phone if you're calling from a blocked number. That's how very specific I am. If you're calling from a hidden number, I ain't responding. It won't work. That's basically how you should be about it. Presume they are false, and presume they're attempting to defraud you, and you will not be had through a phone phishing scam. Don't give any information you wouldn't give a journalist. That's how easy it is. So since these are all scams, how do you avoid being had? Well, the best advice I can give you is never open emails from people you don't open emails in your junk folder unless you specifically requested an email that just got misclassified. But I mean, like, it's a very specific circumstance, like you asked for a password reset or you registered for something and you have to verify the existence. That is okay. But if there's got an email saying next year's pay raises by employee, chances are that's false. Do not provide any credit card numbers, passwords, usernames, personal information to anyone whatsoever. Not even on your deathbed. Do not. Presume anyone or any company calling from a blocked number is attempting to commit such a phishing scam. Presume anyone you haven't met in person attempting to friend you in social networking as a potential phishing threat, and block or limit access to any and all information you are unwilling to have the public to have. And never reveal private and unique identifying information to anybody, period. So your social security number, you don't even need to give that to your own brother, sister, mother, father, uncle. That's kind of information you keep to yourself. That's always been information you kept to yourself, so don't give it to anybody for any reason, unless it is, let's say, in the case of a social security number, you're applying for a job. And even then, only when you're hired. So that is the absolute easiest ways to keep you out of trouble. But if ever you get into trouble, make sure you call all your credit unions for your country. I can't obviously put links. There's too many countries on this world to put links for. So make sure that you call your banks up and ask them what the credit unions are, and they'll give you the numbers, and you call them all up. If you have been had, make sure you cancel any cards or information you have. Change your passwords regularly, and don't keep them all the same, just in case you ever have been had. Next week, I'll be answering 2 questions from Buckwheat Clark of YouTube, asking what are the difference between a computer monitor and television, and explain what is better for gaming, 1 big screen or 2 smaller screens. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to TQA Weekly. If you haven't already, head over to our newly rebuilt website at tqaweekly.com for the show notes of this episode. Learn how to subscribe to our newsletter. Our Android application is also downloadable from this website. You can also participate in our contests, weekly surveys, and so much more. Remember to stay safe and online, and have a great day.